Hello? Hello? Testing. 1, 2. I hope this works. I have no idea if this is working. We're in a completely different location, completely different setup. Many things have changed. Lighting, not great yet. I'm just using the lights in this room. It's kind of awful, but that's fine. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully I'm not too loud. Hopefully I'm not too quiet. Hopefully I'm just right. I got a new mic. I got one of those fancy mics. It's got the like connection up here and everything. That's cool. I got a new capture card. Got a new webcam. Still working on what will eventually be a permanent streaming room. But I've had the last 2.5 months where I've been very busy working on a very big project. I have a green tea with me right here. It's still a little too hot to drink, though. It's cooling down. Out these windows, we have Mount Beacon. It's a very lovely view. But we're back. We'll see how this goes. I have no idea what the quality of this stream is going to be. We're on Fios now, so we're on fiber down in Beacon. Kind of like the internet I had up in Buffalo. So hopefully it's pretty good and stable. Hopefully, we'll see. Hopefully my audio is in sync. I'll have to review all of this later. But yeah, we're back. We're gonna try logging in here, and hopefully, game sounds. Let's see here. Game sounds seem to work. That's cool. I've done some stuff. I don't think you've seen a bit of this in a while. The majority of the chests are now in over here, so that's a cool thing. I got that going on for me. I organized some of the auto crafters that I had going on. Manual auto crafters. I have to turn them on if I want to use them. But I got a lot of redstone components in like auto crafting setups that I can just flip a lever, get a bunch of stuff. And I did a little thing down here. Hold on, let's cheaty cam. Ooh yeah, we got a super smelter going on underneath the industrial district now. Needed a super smelter. Wanted to get that done. I did that. What else have I done? I've done a lot. Oh, I've been harvesting nether wart because I've been doing some. I'll show you in a little bit. Some work on the nether hub with some red nether bricks. Oh yeah, I got some more pathing done. There's like now a whole path that goes like all the way from here. It's not pretty. It's literally just lining things out, and it goes all the way here and all the way over. And yeah, so there's an actual path now over in this world. And I turned on the thing that keeps pearls from despawning when you die. I kept that. I switched that over because I wanted that. I added another auto sorter, multi-item auto sorter up there because I wanted to hook up more stuff to the storage system as I've been expanding it and filling it out. So I have all the wood types hooked up to here now. And I have this pulling all the different saplings and this pulling anything extra. But those are all now hooked up. I reorganized where the wood goes. So it's nice. But all the wood now automatically comes over here, which makes things, you know, a little bit easier. And then what else have I done? I was going to start doing the new iron farm at some point. You can see over there, I kind of have that in the distance. That's where the new iron farm is going to go. I feel like I did one. Oh, yes. I've done quite a bit of terraforming over here. Cleaned up this whole area. It's currently growing grass. And then on the back side here, I've been working on terraforming some stuff. And I added this, a resin farm. I got a little resin farm going on. But I found out as I was like looking around here that we're actually not as far from the cat kingdom as I thought. If I crank up the render distance just a wee bit, you could actually see. Let's just go to 40 for the heck of it. I might have to fly over there to load these. I don't think they're loaded anymore. No. But if we go right over here, yep, there it is. I'm going to make a bridge at some point out to Cat Kingdom because it's literally right there. This is where it is. So I'm going to have a bridge that goes from here to here. I'm going to make a fake island. And then another bridge that goes out to their ocean monument over here, which is sweet because then we can like directly connect up to the land over here somewhere in their whole area. It would be cool to have some sort of bridge connected to the mainland. And this area seemed like the closest that I could do that without like really too much difficulty. I just think it's cool that, you know, if we crank up Bobby Mod a little bit, we could actually see right over there. I've started to like figure out what the layout of the bridge is going to be. So if we do, let's see here, how far do I need to go? 48? Let's go to 48 chunks. Let's crank this. It's going to reset all the chunks again. Go. Come on. You can do it. Look at that. You just get the lighthouse in the distance there. So that's kind of sweet. We're going to turn that down for now. We don't need to be going that crazy. What was that, 28? 28's nice. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of little things here and there. Nothing super drastic. I like that all these farms are now hooked up. Well, a decent portion of these farms are now hooked up. Oh, I did this. I moved over a sugar cane making area just because I feel like I've been spending a lot of time over here. And I was starting to get low on sugarcane for rockets. I've been making rockets, so there's none over there. But that's now hooked up, so we can keep making the rockets. Okay, so hold on. We need... I got a bunch of coal. I cleaned up the Wither Skelly farm because for some reason that was broken a little bit, but now that's working again, and that's how I've been getting the coal for the super smelter here. What do I need? I need wool. Let's grab some wool. There's the wool. And then let's go... I put pistons because I was also doing a little bit of bedrock breaking on this side of the world here. I was opening this up a little bit more. There's my pistons. Amazing. Cool. I've been doing a little bit of work on the nether tunnels. So I got this idea. It's not... I'm just toying with it right now. I'm feeling it out. But... north and south tunnels doing red nether brick and crimson wood, and then east and west tunnels regular nether brick and the warped wood. It's just a thought. It's not 100%. I've expanded this all the way over to my base now, and I've got a new portal to my base. Cleaned that up a little bit. I got to figure out what I'm going to do here. This is probably just going to go away, and I'll have to make a different kind of, launcher to get up there. And then I've also expanded it quite a bit further this way and re-linked up the Cat Kingdom portal. So now they're on a nice axis, and it actually links to their portal for reals this time. So if we go through their portal, right over here, we're actually in their space, which is cool. So no more weird linking. I cleaned that up. Doing a lot of, TLC to the server. Just making things a little bit better. Cleaning up, working where I can. Let's head over, though, to the big area, because this is what we want to try and finish up today. Zoop and zoop. At some point, I got to remake the shulker farm. Shulker farms are so borked. I didn't realize how badly those things got borked. Okay, so... oh, no. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, hold on. Did I oh! Okay. We gotta go disable, mobs real quick here. I think I turned that off because I was doing some mob farming. But check it out. That little section, that right there, that is all that is left. That's what we're gonna finish up today. That's all that's left. And then this void hole is done and we can do some other stuff. Let's go through over here. Let's go through this portal, and then we'll go to the mob switch. I have the window. The window on the house looks right out over the driveway, so I know when I'm getting deliveries and stuff now. It's bad. It's very snowy here today. It's extraordinarily snowy. I don't feel like I'm going the right way. Is this right? It must be. It's very close to the, that's the Wither Skelly farm. Okay. Zoop, let's pop through here. I was hoping the snow would actually not melt it, because it doesn't do it. So wait, do I really not have an ender pearl in here? Huh. Maybe I just needed to reload these chunks. That's weird. There shouldn't have been mobs there. Unless I flew over there when I didn't have this and they spawned and we're just chilling out there. Don't know. Let's go back and check out the situation. They should not spawn though. Unless my wardens died. Hold on. I don't know why that would have happened. Let's go double check. Make sure our warden friends are still all buttoned up down here. Where are you guys? That still looks like a ton of wardens, just for fun. Entities. Where am I looking? Haven't looked at this in a while. 201, 143. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so probably would just loaded before. It's fine. It's fine. I gotta try something. This is like freaking out that this internet is unstable. I did a lot of weirdness here, and I'm just wondering if I need to... I'm at 5,000. Maybe we go down to... How do I change this? Can I change this? Encoder settings. If I go into 4,000? 4,000? Let's see if that's better. We'll see what that does. Okay, cool. Hopefully it's not too low quality doing that, but we'll check it. This is our first time streaming from this house. New internet, a lot of different stuff. I did some weird internet things here, and I don't know if that could be causing issues. I'm actually like, I hooked up fiber throughout the whole house, so I don't know if that would be causing things to be weird. If I just do a speed test real quick, let's just make sure our internet speeds are pretty solid while we're heading over here. Oh, wait, where am I going? I gotta go this way. Okay. Pop through here. We'll take a look and see if those slimes have despawned. And if not, we can fly away and fly back. Let's see here. Seems clear. Seems clear. Oh, you know what? It's not trying to use Wi-Fi, is it? Whoa, internet seems very good. 6,000 up. Maybe it's the download speed. Let's see what the download speed is real quick. 6,000 up, 600 up, 800 up, 900 up. Download. 900 down. 120 up. Okay. Really shouldn't have an issue. Should be fine. Swapped it to 4K. It could just be me needing to play with it a little bit. So here we go. This is how far we've come. This little section right here is all that's left, which is crazy that we've gotten this far. And hopefully I have enough resources to finish this off. Let's see if I even remember how to do this. So I believe if we... This is going to be loud. That's super loud. Hold on. Let's turn on the block sounds. Maybe I turn it down here. There. Okay. Cool. Yeah, see this? Do you remember this? This was fun. This is very fun. Let's see if I can... Offhand, right? Yeah. I don't need like half of this stuff. I should put this stuff away because that was the thing, is we don't want to die with all this stuff on me. So hold on. You know what? We're going to put this stuff... Whoa. Ew. Let's put this stuff away. Clean up a little bit. I think last time I did this, I legit just did this with a pick. Not even any armor. Let's take off this, and this. Boop, boop, boop. We don't need this. Wow, this is very full. Oh, but I do want the shears. I don't know that I need all the shears. We don't need the sword. We don't need that. We'll just hold on to two set of shears. What is this? Why do I have leather boots in here? Those go away. That goes there. Okay, cool. Great. I'll put that away. So we have nothing but elytra, rockets, food. Okay, cool. Great. Now we'll do this, and if we die, we just lose an elytra. If we fall into the void, we just lose an elytra and a pickaxe. So not as awful. Okay, so let's see if this works well. Boom. Hey, look at that. Hey, and there's chaos. Hello. So, exciting things. Next week, the new update comes out. And this, I haven't updated this at all this year. So, next week, we are going to be doing the actual update, which will include the Copper Golem update, the Happy Ghast update, and now the new Nautilus update, which I guess will get zombie horses. We're going to get a lot of stuff. Basically, it's... Was there another one? Spring to Life. Oh, the Spring to Life update. We'll get the Spring to Life update too. So we're... So we're going to get a lot of new things, which is cool. I'm very excited about that. Yeah, so wait, what is that? 4 updates Yeah, because the last time I updated, the server was um, for the creaking. So yeah, Spring to Life update will be next week with this. The Ghast update, the Copper Golem update, and the Nautilus Shells update. All of those updates next week. Chaos, hello, hello. Hopefully the stream is working. I have no clue. I'm in a new place, completely new setup. Sound might be an issue. Quality might be an issue. I'm still trying to figure it out. I got a new capture device. This is not the stream room, by the way. I'm still working on the stream room. This is just. It appears to be fine. Hopefully, it appears to be fine. Fine would be good, or good enough. I'll have to. I'll end up watching some of this back later just to see. This is not getting any quality or audio issues. Good. Okay. Well, then something's working. Something is working. Where did that block drop to? Okay. Cool. So the goal today, like I said, we're going to get this done. We finished this today. I don't think it'll be too difficult. It's only a few rows. We just got to lock in. Get it done. It'll be great. And then the goal is I want to get this done before I do the update. I don't think the update will affect these contraptions, but just in case, I want to do it. I spent 4 hours yesterday sorting my storage and abandoning the bread box. Oh, the bread box has been abandoned. Oh no. We're gonna be doing. I'm gonna be resetting a bunch of unused chunks with the update because there's a lot of things. I think the Spring to Life one mostly did a lot of generation tweaks that we don't have access to right now, like the dead grass in the desert, the flowers, the dead leaves, all of those things we wouldn't have if I didn't clean out some chunks. So we're gonna do that when I do the update next week. Still have plans for it, but it's empty now. Fair enough. I don't know if you've seen any of the pathing I've been trying to do. There's an area over by the industrial district where I'm going to eventually make a path to the mainland. Started to lay that out. But I want to get everything like pathed up better. I've been working on that the past 2 months while I've been gone. I got this really far, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to stop because I want to finish it on stream, which is what we're doing today. Or at least that's the goal. I feel like we can succeed. An ocean highway? Yeah, I want to make a giant, I'm thinking, well, first I got to make an island where this bridge on the other end is going to end up. I have it locked in where it's going to go, but I want to do like a giant suspension bridge over there. Not quite like the Golden Gate Bridge, but something along those lines. I have it. The dirt path is kind of laid out over in the industrial district, and then I've started a stone path that's more so probably the correct height and width that'll be. Out of ice for boat fun? No. It might be like slabs underneath of maybe ice and then slabs on top of it, or soul sand. Something I want to be able to have it look cool. I want it to look really cool. So maybe I'll do something like that, kind of like how in the Nether tunnels, it's got soul sand underneath the quartz and nether brick slabs, so that way if you use the soul speed boots, you can still sprint really fast, but visually it's hidden. So maybe I could do something like that, but I haven't figured out the design yet, so it's a little early. But I'm trying to do a bit of pathing around. I did some pathing to connect like the industrial district straight to Tokyo's base a little bit better, and then I've got some ideas for when this is done to connect Tokyo's place to here, and then here to I want to connect this to the shopping district area, or the spawn. It's really just the spawn area. So I have plans. I've been holding off on a lot of things because I wanted to do a lot of stuff on stream. Hence what we're currently doing now. Like finishing this up. This I wanted to make sure was an on-stream thing. Because this was like, you know, I don't know. This has probably been going for like 2 years now. When you consider that it was probably a year. Well, yeah, probably a year of digging everything out, and then a year and a half of breaking all the bedrock ish. So it's, you know, it's been a bit of a project. So I felt like it was necessary to go off stream, go and do it on stream. I mean, and it seems to be going pretty smooth. Why are you being weird? Come on, break. There we go. So I have enough pistons to get through. I think I'm at this spot where like the circle starts to like go inwards more too. So that helps. We're at the shorter distance, which is cool. Oh, don't fall in the hole. Don't fall in the hole. Gotta be careful. So yes, once the update comes out, I plan on updating the creative server, and I think that's another thing that I want to have updated, so that way I could start really planning out the actual build that's going over here. Because I have like an idea, but I don't have the palette locked down quite yet. So I want to get that figured out when the update comes out. Probably do that on stream. I've also I've started to record the next episode on the Craftworks server. Started to record that yesterday. Got a lot I want to do over there. Which will be nice to get back into that. So I might start streaming from there. I was thinking of doing an end raid stream, because they beat the dragon like 2 months ago, and they wiped all the end cities of Elytras. So, but they were nice enough to like give, like when they did it, they got it for everybody. So I have an Elytra, but I don't have any shulker boxes over there. So I was thinking of doing a stream from there. But this was the first thing. This had to get done on stream. Needed to get the void hole finished up. I gotta get rid of all of this too. I feel like I could do that on stream. Get rid of all of the carpet blocks. So how have you been, Chaos? Have you been you've been doing a lot of streaming yourself lately? I have been so out of it. This movie destroyed me. Basically 2.5 weeks I've been like at what I would call an intensive boot camp. When you're on a movie, the majority of your life just kind of melts away and your life just becomes it. Nope, November didn't exist for me. I was sick all month. Oh, that sucks. That stings. Usually, like, for me this time of year, I generally get sick too. Still am, but slowly looking up slowly. That's good. Yeah, this time of year can be rough for getting sick. I totally get that. Usually I do, but I ended up getting sick during the movie, so I'm hoping that I've avoided the worst of it, which in that case means it doesn't affect me having fun now that I'm off. Better to get sick while I'm at work than when I want to have some me time. What is that? Oh, plow. However, chances are that I will either become a teacher or movie maker, or at least try those jobs. If you have any questions on movie making, dude, let me know. Obviously, that's kind of my specialty. That is what I do. I can now tell a little bit about what I was working on. Do you like horror movies at all? Boop, 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 boop. Also been working on my base on this server. Nice. For the most part, I've at least tried to log in 2 or 3 times a week to keep working on stuff. You hate them. Okay, never mind then. If you are not a fan, then this does not apply to you. Well, we'll just leave it that it was a horror movie, and we'll leave it at that. You been watching any of the new season of Hermitcraft? I've been slowly going through everything. I never finished Past Life. I don't know if I talked about this, but I only ended up watching the first episode and didn't watch anybody else. Didn't watch anything else after that. I watched a bunch of people's first episodes, but I just couldn't get into it. Been binging it. I've been really enjoying the new season. Been very fun. Been watching a lot of Gem this season for some reason. And a lot of Tango's stuff. Very, very excited for what he's doing with the new Decked Out. Very excited to see where that goes. I think that'll be cool. You remember, I'm a fan of Decked Out, and this time sounds pretty cool. Doing it with teams and stuff. I kind of knew he was gonna go teams after last year. Totally. So far, I've been watching Green, Mumbo, Scar, Gem, Tango, Impulse, and Skiz. I've watched a little bit of Skiz, but I know he's on break right now, so I haven't seen too much from him. Haven't watched too much of Impulse though. Have not gotten a chance to watch too much of Impulse, which I feel slightly bad about. I should watch more Impulse, but I've been watching more of his streams, but not so much the videos. Which is fine. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. I've been enjoying Mumbo's stuff. Skiz is very psychological focused, which is interesting to me because I briefly studied psychology. So you were into the pyramid he did last year then, huh? Maslow's? Is that right? Maslow's pyramid? Is that correct? I'm probably butchering the name. Wait, why didn't you do the thing? Break. There we go. I gotta switch where this is coming from to get the other side. I should do that before we get too far away. Burp, 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 burp. I really hope I have enough pistons because I don't want to have to make too many more. If I can avoid it, I'd like to avoid it. We'll catch up on that side over here. Clean this up a bit. You know what I have thought was interesting? Nah, Laszlo, not Maslov. Come on, I should know better. Laszlo. Pretty basic, but the shadow he interprets this season is much more an interesting topic. I enjoyed his. Wait, is it Maslow? Now I'm confused. Did you mean to type Maslow? I've been enjoying his cinematic approach to things. I kind of Maslow's pyramid of needs. Okay, you mistyped. So I was close. Not Maslov, Maslow. I was still wrong though. Either way, I was wrong. I had Maslov, not Maslow. So yeah, I enjoyed his cinematic approach to it. I thought that was pretty cool. To his like introduction of what he was going to be doing, which was nice. And then I kind of am bummed. It seemed like Green was gonna get into the streaming thing, but I have a feeling he's not gonna stick with it. I think he did those couple streams and was just kind of like, yeah, not so much. He has it rough, man. His audience is pretty rough to deal with, I can imagine. His outtake, I love the outtakes. His blooper stuff is absolutely amazing. It's probably the funnest part of his videos. The comedy stuff. I enjoyed. I watched. What was it? Him, Ren, and Mumbo taking on the trial chamber. That was highly enjoyable. And then Mumbo doing the resource pack. And the villagers not doing that. I love that. That was pretty good to grab that. I thought that was amazing. So silly, yet so good. Love the silliness of it. Okay, should I keep it on this side? You know what we can do. We don't have to like go out like that. We can just go over, beep 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 beep, boop, like that. Okay, cool. Oh yes. So the goal I think we can finish this today. What time is it? It's not even like 2 o'clock. It's 1:40. We can finish this. Come on. We just got to get this little corner done. Easy peasy. So easy. I might kind of go from the other side because these lines are going to drive me crazy and they don't feel like huge progress. But we're going to do it. Let's get this line done and then we'll take it from the other side for a bit. I don't think I need to make any other machines for this either, which is nice. I'm pretty sure that I mapped all of these out enough that they should all be in the correct area. Hopefully. Yeah, let me turn off the schematics. But you and who are you? Okay, cool. None of those need to be on. We'll try it out. So yeah, I'm working slowly but surely on a dedicated streaming room down in the basement. This house has a finished basement, which was not something I had before. So it'll be nice for keeping things cool because streaming rooms get incredibly hot. Like, I am toasty. You had 500 levels briefly. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've died quite a bit more. I got into a weird death loop. I forget. Oh, when I was repairing the Wither Skelly farm, I got into a nasty death loop. Did you get those levels from just running around or from actual, like, just from a XP farm? I'm going to have to move this again to connect over here, or do I got to move this one? I think I have to move that one to get these three. XP farm and trading. I need to do more trading because you know how I have needed them for shulker renaming? So, to rename shulker boxes. Gotcha. Yeah, I have 9 because I died recently. Over and over and over again. It happens. I do want to switch what those numbers represent. I got to do like advancements or something. Which, you know, there's going to be so many more advancements once I update the server. Between the copper golems, the happy ghast, the nautilus stuff. Need polished andesite? If I don't know, did you look in the storage on the industrial district? I think there's a ton of andesite there if you want to grab it. Feel free. I'm using a little bit of it for the industrial district pathways, but not a ton. You can definitely grab a bunch without me missing any. I know I grabbed when we did the what have I done? When I was doing the perimeter here, I definitely picked up a lot of andesite. Okay, so this gets these two. Yes, and that should be all of them. And then we break this, and this should be all of them. And then we break this. Look at that. Got a couple more stacks left of pistons. Not losing all of them. Okay, I don't think I have all of this stuff up here. I think we can get rid of some of this. I don't need all of these different overlays. I think I could get rid of the ping. My ping is 1,000,000% fine. Turn off the ping. I haven't had any issue with my frame rate. So we could turn off the frame rate. We'll keep time of day though, because that lets me know when it's time to sleep, especially since I am down here. I don't often know that it's nighttime. Sometimes lose track of time down in this area. It gets difficult. My brain starts to wander and I go a little crazy. Been playing another side game lately. This one you could blame Gemini Tay for. Me and the wife have been playing a lot of Vintage Story. So that's been an interesting survival side sandbox game. Surprisingly in depth. I didn't expect it to be as like hard as it actually is. In a good way though. Like it's really challenging from a survival standpoint, and you really have to like think about what you're doing, plan for things better. Super enjoyable. Um, very, it's not got it needs a bit more depth to it mechanics wise. But they're constantly updating it, so that's been a fun one to kind of sink our teeth into. And then obviously next year, I'll probably stream it. I feel like I have to. Hightail, gonna have to try it out. January 13th. You're getting used to the lol cats. You're still using lol cats. Oh goodness. Um, January 13th. Gonna try Hightail. I bet half of Twitch will be trying Hightail that same day, but I gotta get it. I gotta try it out. I'm gonna get the. I don't know if I'm gonna get the like Curse Breakers edition or what yet, but I'm going for it. I'm gonna try it, and we're gonna see how it is. Why does this feel like that's missing? Okay, I feel like I should have more than this, but we'll start here. So yeah, looking forward to this is gonna be difficult, to trying Hightail. This is something that always happens during these kind of winter breaks of mine. I try and get into a bunch of different games because it's like pretty dang impossible when I'm working to really play games the way that I want to. I'm the kind of person that really likes to, I don't know, let myself in a way get obsessed with a video game. I don't know. Also getting better at boostless elytra flights. Oh, is that like how you like dip down and then up and just kind of use the momentum to keep pushing yourself forward? I don't know if got from industrial district to my own base with only a single. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I hear a doggo out there. That's one thing about this current room. Not very soundproof. I found it to be lacking in the soundproof department, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Well, you know what I also have to do? I gotta figure out a way around the fact that the old style copper farms no longer work. I don't know what to do about that because I really want a copper farm. I'm gonna have to tear down the one I currently have. And I was prepping to like make one in the end, but now that they don't work anymore, I don't know what to do about that. I saw Razeworks just posted like an interesting design using just using drowned, the one overlooking my base. Yeah, that's gonna go. That's gonna actually get torn down because it doesn't work anymore. And I don't even know that I could build it over. I think I have to build it over a river. I have like, oh no, doggy. There's a very cute dog outside. Kids are playing. The kids here had a snow day, so you can kind of see outside there. The exposure is a little too bright. They're having a little snowball fight outside the house. That's kind of cute. Yeah, it's kind of cute. I didn't think the snow was bad enough for a snow day, but then again, I come from Buffalo. I come from the land of snow, so I'm used to, a little bit more snow than this. This is barely like, I don't know, what is that? 3 or 4 inches? It's like nothing out there. It ain't nothing. Yet they got a snow day. Pretty silly, if you ask me. I think I'm losing the redstone here. I think the redstone is getting lost in the void, unfortunately. That's fine. At least we got our raid farm's kind of working again. So we still have plenty of redstone supplies from that, which is nice. And we also have the witch farm that I never visit anymore because don't really have much of a reason to go to the witch farm. I feel like I get the majority of those drops other ways, specifically the raid farm. So not super necessary. Okay, we want these pistons back, so let's do a little bit of this. Boop, boop. Feels like a slow process when you're doing it like this, but you know, I think at the end of the day, it's gonna be worth it when this thing is done today. I'm gonna be very happy about it. I really think I could finish today. Your base is temporarily finished. You gotta make a path to it. I don't know what's closest to where you are. If you're closer to Xander's base or the shopping district. Excuse me. Okay. Boop boop. Boop boop. Bread box is the closest. So you got to make a path to the bread box, and then from the bread box to somewhere else. There are, you know, it's funny. And is a trident based path? Okay, I don't care. Yeah, you can make a path that has some trident points in it. Go for it. I'll probably I really should use a trident more. I'm curious to see how the spear ends up tweaking things. We're gonna have the spear on the server next week, right? Is it next week? Yeah, Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? What's the night? Hold on. Hold the phone. When is what? Yeah, next Tuesday is when they update it. So maybe by Friday? Dinglehopper. What the heck's a dinglehopper? I don't remember this. I have no memory of this. Dinglehopper. What is it? What is a dinglehopper? And why do you have it? And why is it mine? Okay, very good. Oh, I'm gonna have to update the wolf breeding mod too. The data pack for that is gonna need to get updated. Ah, wait, what? There we go. Okay, cool, beautiful. That's the name for the trident, little cats. Okay. You have my trident, is what you're saying. But lolcat. Okay. Yes, I did not name my trident Dinglehopper. That doesn't sound like a name I would use, per se. But lolcats. Yeah, I could see that. Oh, it threw me. How are we doing on our elytra? You know what? I need more redstone anyway, so let's go grab some while we're up here. Oh yeah. Channeling for the creepers. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little extra redstone. I also put some more beacons around the industrial district. Some speed and regen beacons are over there now, just to like help with moving around the area. I did that when I was going to do the resin farm. I feel like you can give silly names to things. I give silly names to things, kind of. Silky pick. Oh, that's not interesting. Okay, well, I don't have any examples on me, but I definitely could. How many blocks is this? This is going to be a lot of blocks to do this. So Dinglehopper would kind of fit. I would if I were to call a trident something, I would probably, knowing me, name it something like Spork. I would give it a name of what it looked like, not necessarily of its functionality. Who buzz? Why buzz? My mother is buzzing me. we're trying to figure out some Christmas stuff. That holiday is right around the corner. Looks like a dingle hopper. I mean, it hops for sure, but does it dingle? Don't know about that. It definitely does some hopping though. Just don't know about the dingles. Okay, there we go. Another row done. Cool. My goodness, is this a repetitive process? This is why this has taken me so long, because no. This is annoying. Now, if you ask if I regret not having just done the whole thing with the giant machines, no. I think it's going to be cool that this is just a giant circle. I think it's going to be great. Because when have you seen a giant void circle like this? I mean, I'm sure somebody's done it, but most times I've seen it, they've just used a machine and done the whole thing. Like, who's done a circle? Come on. That's sick. That's sick. The sad part is you'll never see it. You'll never know because this whole area back is going to be covered up. So you won't know. Like, I could have done a square and just framed it out as a circle. So you won't know that I went that extra step to actually make it a circle. But that's fine. That's fine. You don't need to know. I know. That's what matters. I know that I put the effort in. That I went the extra mile. It'll be great. I'm really excited to see how the water works flowing into this. Also, intending to do a mining session soon. I know we probably have infinite iron and gold, but I want to have a shulker of diamond blocks. Good luck with that, good sir. Here's what I've got. I'll show you my riches. My riches are not a shulker of diamond blocks, but I placed a thing. Here we go. I've got a shulker of diamond block ore, and some more in here. And I've got a stack and a quarter of stone diamond ore, which I think is pretty cool. And then another row and a half. All of these diamonds from here, from mining this out. I didn't do it manually, don't get me wrong. But when I saw a section of diamonds get exposed by the machine, I would definitely fly in and try and get it. And I may have died. Snowblower. My mother's wondering how I'm going to dig myself out. It has literally stopped snowing, and it's about an inch. I have a snowblower. I went and got a snowblower because they predicted like 8 inches. I'm going to tell you right now, it did not get 8 inches. I currently only have 30 diamonds to my name. Need to catch up. You only have 30 diamonds total? Yeah, you do. You know what? I know it doesn't do anything, but I still want it. Well, no, diamonds are a girl's best friend. No, I would say diamonds are useful. I need to prepare for my turn. Diamonds are useful because of duplicating armor trims. You need so many diamonds to duplicate armor trims. That was why I started hoarding them. Because, like, I eventually want to make a cool armor trim getup. I just haven't yet. Because my life has been stuck on this. But I do. And I'm going to need a lot of diamonds to do it. And because we reset a bunch of chunks, if you go out a decent distance, like if you go out, I would say off of the main island to the northeast, west. If you go off of the main island to the western continents, where a lot of chunks got reset, you'll be in the area where they adjusted diamond spawning. I forget exactly what update it was. I don't know if it was It was either the one with the creaking or the one with the trial chambers. But one of the updates, they increased diamond ore generation. Encrypted, what's up, dude? How you doing? We're back in a new setup. My internet is still, I don't understand, saying it's unstable. So hopefully it looks fine. I don't know how it's unstable. It's like unstable at 4,000 kilobits per second. That seems like decent bitrate to me. I don't know why. I don't get it. I'm still, new house, new location, completely new setup, new camera, new mic. I got the special one that has the cool thing on top. New webcam, new capture card. This is not the streaming room. The streaming room is still under construction, but not much at the office today, so probably won't be able to pay much attention. Oh, at the office. Ugh. We need to figure out what trim I want to use and some amethyst in order to do the armor trim. I don't know if you remember, but there might be new armor trim that's come out lately, but if you go to the shopping district, all the armor trims are there. You just I think we got all the armor trims, but you just need to duplicate it in order to use it. We got one of every kind, and it's like a community thing. One of every kind that came out pre-trial chamber. I don't know if we got all the trial chamber ones, but I don't know how they look on the armor themselves. There is actually a website, I forget the name of it, where you can go and actually look at what they look like. Picked one of the few days left in the year. I'm working to stream. Okay, hold on, Captain. I will be streaming a lot more. Fingers crossed. We finished the movie. I stopped work Tuesday last week. I wanted to take like a week with the holiday and everything to like recover. We had to come back down to Beacon, get out of Buffalo. My goal is to be streaming quite a bit more. Next week, I'll be updating the server. We got 4 updates. We got the Spring to Life update, the Happy Ghast update, the Copper Golem update, and then next week, the Mounts of Mayhem update. So next probably, give it 2 or 3 days, all the mods will be updated. Next week, we are updating the server for all of those drops that we are behind. So I'll be around quite a bit. We're gonna reset a couple of the chunks so we can get some of the stuff from the Spring to Life one. And I'll probably do some. I'm like on the fence on doing the Nether chunks because it's like the only thing is the Happy Gas dry gas spawn, but like you can get that from trading. So I kind of think there's no real point in doing anything on the Nether side of things. It's really just to get the Spring to Life stuff, because otherwise there is no real terrain generation changes. Just what came out in the Spring to Life terrain generation adjustments. So the goal is this all needs to get done. I don't think there's an issue with how bedrock breaking works in the newest updates, but I haven't checked the snapshots. But I wanted to finish this up, and obviously we don't have much left to go before I did the update. So the original goal was to finish this on stream today. We'll see how far we get. But at the very least, I got to get it done before Tuesday when the update comes out. And I want to try and squeeze in a Craftwork stream somewhere, because I started working on stuff. I started working on the next episode yesterday for that. Do I want to do this kind of a thing? No, I want to do this. That works. That works. I don't know why the bedrock breaking stuff would have changed. I feel like that should be the same. If you can make a headless piston, you're good. Been tinkering with Hero the Village for farm stuff again with my time off. Is there more to tinker with? What else could possibly be changed? Are you trying to get like the only thing that I guess in the version that I ended up doing was not an infinite source of Didn't get an infinite source of the ominous potions, so have to use an ominous potion farm, but otherwise might try and make a video in the next week. There's not a good one. I have not seen one of the like good raid farm. The kind that we kind of ended up well, I mine is different from yours because I think I still have the double chamber version that I liked. Because it felt like it was getting more. Are you still using, I know, didn't you have like a single chamber version that you were messing with? I have the one where it's like they spawn in the 2 chambers, which I'm very curious to see if that could like eventually be up. Oh, also, I did a silly and enchanted a flint steel. With what? Unbreaking? I changed it so that it's just time to have the player kill the first raid wave instead of using a pillager outpost. Kill the first raid wave. So you don't... Wait, what? I have it timed so that it's just times to have the player kill the first raid wave instead of using a pillager outpost. So that gets you the ominous bottles, the ominous potions, unbreaking and mending. There's nothing wrong with that. Also changes the raid spawn platform a bit to use portals instead of killing the ravagers with the lava cauldron. I've seen the portal version before. I've seen the portal version before. I could see that working faster if that moves them out of the way faster. Here, the village farm, not raid farm. Oh, right. Right. I remember that one you had going on. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That was the one where, like, the Here the Village farm is where you could get a ton of redstone from them gifting it to you, right? It was in response to one of the hermits saying that they have 5 flint steel and that they could run out. Can't run out of arson if you have an indefinite living flint and steel. I mean, that's true. Gets like 1.1k of emeralds an hour if you run it as a raid farm. I mean, that's not too bad. Uh-oh. I got a dog booping at the door. Hold on here. I'm not sure how vocal she's gonna get. I might have to let her out. We'll see. Yeah, you can get redstone, but more useful if you want like lapis or clay. Clay is probably a really good one because then you could make a bunch of terracotta. That's one thing I want to try and figure out. After I'm done with this, I want to try making like a terracotta slash a good mud clay terracotta farm potentially. I think that would be kind of nice. Effect arrows. Which they gift you effect arrows? Western continents, was it? I think the Western continents. If you go mining over there, you're going to be getting a decent amount of diamonds. Fletchers do. But it's random what kind, right? I'd rather just have those guys. I like that I have the, it's funny. I got the Fletcher that specifically does the weakness arrows for, converting villagers when needed. And then you know what they do? You know what they go and do in the new update? You can now have a weakness arrow farm. So that's crazy. I don't know if they realize like how much easier that's gonna make converting villagers. Just go out to the desert and kill a parched. Is that what they're called? The parched zombies? Not zombies. Skeletons? Also, I feel like I need a tutorial on idiot villager wrangling. I've been using yours, but with extreme emerald expense. Was thinking about letting a zombie in and secretly cure them so I can get discounts to make emeralds. Don't do that to mine. Mine are grandfathered in right now because they are from before they adjusted the how many times you can cure a villager. I do have concerns that if I tried to mess with them anymore, they would go back up to the like non-multiple curing price range. So if anything, I'll help you get a bunch of villagers to make yourself a trading hall. But those ones, I worry that any adjustments to them will cause them to not have the crazy cheap multi healing trades that they currently have. I went ham on them. Some of them I like had to do like 3 times to get the lowest trade. Which I understand why they removed that. It was like a little too cheaty. Yeah, that was my worry too, which is why I decided that I need to set up a hall of my own. Well, once you set up a hall of your own, if you want, I could either get you set up with a villager breeder, especially with the next update. Because with the update that we're getting, we'll be able to just bring you villagers with a happy ghast. And it'll be like super easy. Weirdly enough, I figured the best place would be close to your place. Well, okay, you know what? I don't think it would matter. You could do it anywhere. Excuse me, sorry. Because we'll have the update, we can move villagers very easily wherever we want to. So, go to base. Eh? I hear her scratching. Hold on a sec. I might have to let her OUT real quick. I don't know why I spelled it out for you guys. You know what I meant. I might have to let her out so I can show you where. Okay, hold on. Let me turn this off real quick. Burp. But you don't have to put it by my base. You could put it anywhere and we can fly them to you via Happy Ghast. One of the benefits, because we'll be able to put them in a boat and lead the boat. You can even fly a boat over to wherever you want. Where's next my base? This way. My wings, we're still okay. Wee zoop. So that's Xander's base right there. That's my base. You're going to put a villager hall right here? Over there. On the other side of the river? Like here? This was torn down. So you can definitely work with either this area or this area. Either of these areas Either of these areas would totally work. For sure. But again, if you wanted it closer to your house, what is down here? If you wanted it closer to your place, you totally could. There's no, it's so easy to move them around at this point. But yeah, either if you want to put it over here, go for it. I don't care. That's cool. Totally fine. Do it up. I'm going to do some terraforming. I want to fix up this village and I want to connect it around this mountain and over to Xander's base. But past the forest and this mountain over here, fair game. This is where I might turn I might turn this into a copper farm. This river area might end up being where the copper farm goes, potentially. And this copper farm over here is the one that's got to get torn down. That's by your base. But I'm thinking this might become a copper farm. There's a pretty big river to work with. Or I gotta look at his video. It could just be able to be done out over the ocean. But I'm gonna terraform all of this, cover up this little crazy carved hole there, and fix up that village. Gotta check to see if the dog is scratching at the other door now. Okay. I only have 6 rubber rockets. Yikes. I should be able to make it back without a problem. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. I mean, it's still close to my place. Can do from my place A, B connect with a hidden ice path. You definitely could do that. Yes. Okay. Okay. I definitely need to let this dog out. So hold on. Let me get some rockets in hand. That's not the rocket chest. Boop. Boop. Where's the rockets? Rockets. Okay. Boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Otherwise, I will dig underneath my base and make a hall underground. Could do that too. Like I said, next update, super, super easy to move these guys around. Okay. I will be right back. Hold on one sec. I gotta go let the dog outside. Un momento. Okay, we back. Where was I? Okay. Doggo needed to go OUT. Daddy had to take care of Doggo. Okay. So, we were over here. Great. Do I have enough wool? I hope so. I feel like I have enough wool. I mean, if need be, I could always tear down some of the wool that's up and, like, you know, try and catch it before it falls into the void. That's possible. Minecraft, you got trolled by the Minecraft wiki? Whoa, not hitting the right button there. Not breaking the right thing. How'd you get trolled by the Minecraft wiki? What did the Minecraft wiki do to you? How did it hurt you? Boop. Nope. Boop. And boop, like this. Being told that a lodestone it is made with iron. It is, but not in. We are on the older version. Only the next update is when we update next week, it will be. Yep, yeah, it's an update thing. It's an update thing. Soon, very soon. Very, very soon. Yeah. It always depends on what updates and what the update is. And I think, like, depending on how things go with their new updates, for me, would say if I don't need to do any chunk clearing, I'm going to try and get better about updating. But the first one after the creaking required me to clear chunks. And I had just done that for getting the pale oak forest. So I was kind of like, I don't want to go through that process again. Having to, like, do the whole chunk clearing that frequently is a little annoying. Now, the other 3 updates wouldn't have needed it. So, like, if it wasn't one right after the other, these updates probably would have happened a lot quicker. So we'll see. We'll see what the next update is after this Mounts of Mayhem update. Make sure you bring lots of picks. Bring all the picks. All the picks. Highly recommend starting in caves and then going to the strip mines. So yeah, we'll see what they do next. I have played on some of the newer updates. Not a fan of what they've adjusted in the end. Picks. Multiple picks. I don't like the end flare thing. It actually is kind of nauseating on the eyeballs. I was trying to get an elytra last night on the Craftwork server, and I was like, this sucks. Having to look at that stupid flare constantly going. It was brutal. Absolutely brutal. It is not pleasant to look at. I do not like it. And I don't know if they're doing it to, like, you know, hint at an end update coming or why they did it. You don't like them either? No, they're not great. And the color, like, it makes part of the world purple, but the other part is still green. One, it is starting to lag. My stream? Is the stream starting to lag? 2, can you trade me some XP bottles? At least a weird color changing. I don't like the weird color changing at all. Oh, your game is starting to lag. Oh, you just got kicked. XP bottles. Do I got any? No, but I am sure I can get you a ton very easily. Oh, you left. Okay. Oh, to reset it. It says you got full bars. Okay. Yeah, I don't like the end flares. Trying to play it is just obnoxious. Not a fan. Here, I'm gonna come get you XP bottles. Meet me at my base. Yeah, don't love it. Don't know why they're doing it. We can all make the assumption, oh, they're teasing an end update or another dimension update or whatever. I don't know. Don't know. And now that they're like completely changing the names of the updates, like I don't know if you saw that, but starting next year it's going to be 26.1, 26.2, 26.3, and 26.4. And to make things even more confusing, Bedrock won't even be using the same numbers. They're going to be doing 26.1, but instead of iterating it so it's 26.1.1 if they have to do a hotfix, they're just going to go 26.2. So by the end of the year, our updates versus their updates are going to be so wonky and far off. I don't know why they're doing what they're doing. It makes no sense to me. Hi, buddy. You got some of those bottles of enchanting for me? Yeah, man. Not quite a stack. Hopefully this is repairing my elytra. That was... Oh, yeah. There. How's that do ya? It's a decent amount, yeah? Boop, 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 boop. So, I don't know. I'm curious. I've seen a lot of people going, why are they doing the number system that way? They could easily iterate it and just make it match. But no. They're being dumb about it. Cub posted about it and complained about it. And I'm sure a lot of other people are like, this is weird. I'm sure they have their reasons. But if they don't like explain them well, they're just going to get judged harshly for it. Should be good for pickaxe repairs. Well, you'll also like, are you going Silk Touch or are you going Fortune? Are you just getting them or are you trying to actually fortune them while you're there? Because if you're using Fortune, you'll also get XP from breaking them too. Obviously. Okay, Silk. Okay, then yeah, you'll need to repair them. I think we want to actually switch this now. I think we've gone past this side, and we can go from this one. Blip, brip, brip. Yeah, the only argument I could make for fortuning on the road is just that you repair your pick as you go, as opposed to Silk Touch, where that obviously does not happen. But you can go either way. Might pick up coal for XP. You're not going to get a lot of coal down where you are. And if you're getting coal that low, you should definitely keep that on Silk, because those deep slate coal ore blocks that are hard to find are so good looking. What was that sound? I love the look of deep slate coal ore. Okay. Sure, Boygan. I don't want to start using this. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And let's see if using this is actually the better way to go. Definitely not right now. A few more things besides diamonds I want. I mean, there's plenty of stuff down there. Okay, so this is still better than I think for now, maybe? Let's do this up and see how far this goes. So I think the new camera looks pretty good. I mean, considering that I don't have anything but the regular room light on, and it's not super dark, I'm pretty happy with that. And my eyeballs don't quite feel like they're burning out of my head. I'm forgetting to blink. I always forget to blink. I don't know why that is. I always forget to blink when I'm playing video games. But I think that's pretty good. I'm excited because I'm doing special lighting for the final stream room in the basement, and I think that's going to look even cooler. I have a really cool background behind me that I have ideas for. Got a lot we're working on. It just takes a while. The construction of those things is annoying. And so it's kind of slightly a jigsaw puzzle, because some of the construction that we want to do down, like in the rest of the house, will mess with the basement a little bit. So I got to get that construction done. Like we want to put a fireplace in the wall in the living room, but in order to do that, we have to run a gas line to that wall, and we're going to have to rip out a portion of the ceiling where I'm putting the streaming room in order to run that gas line. But that's okay, because I was going to change up the ceiling in the streaming room. So we're at the point where I got to get the contractor to run the gas line to get the fireplace done, so that way I could start doing the ceiling in the streaming room. But it's one of those kind of things where it's like multiple things have to happen in a weird order in order for me to continue with one thing. It's a very, very complicated situation. We're doing a lot of work on this house. Not that it needs it, but like I like to do those kind of projects. And since this house, I feel like we're going to be here a while, I feel like it's the kind of house that's worth it to do those projects too. I foresee us here at least 10 years in this house. So gotta put in the effort. Gotta put in the effort, the money, the things, make it happen. And I think it'll be great for streaming from when it's done. Boop 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 boop. Boop boop. Snowplow. No, fire truck. Where are you going? I am going to miss the fact that I have the window when I move to the basement. But my goodness, temperature-wise, it's going to be so much better. This room, like, it's so cold. It's cold outside, but this room, I feel like I'm sweating. That's what happens when you have two computers. So that's that. Okay, so that's something really cool. I got to tell you this. Story. So the first thing I did when we moved in here is I wanted to be able to like put the computers in one room in the house and be able to use them from anywhere in the house. So I ran fiber optic lines between all the different rooms where I would be using the computers. So I could put my computer in the basement, and I have two fiber lines run up to my living room, and my desk in the living room has a mouse, a keyboard, and two monitors. And you can take fiber optic cable and you could turn it into HDMI, DisplayPort, USB, internet. Fiber optic is amazing. You could just put whatever kind of data through it that you want. So I have it going from the bedroom upstairs to the living room and the middle floor, and then to the basement. It's run all over the place, and I could just have my computer in one spot hooked up to fiber, and then everything else connects wherever I want it to use it. It's amazing. You forgot to bring torches? I mean, blocks you could probably get away without blocks, but torches. Oh, well, okay, you know what though? You don't really have to worry too much about the torches unless you want to see, because with the two of us on, I'm pretty sure we're still at no mobs could spawn. The mob switch is enough for 2 people. So you shouldn't have to worry about lighting up for mob's sake. But just to be able to see where you're going, yeah, maybe. Maybe. Right, really? Okay, so we've reached the point where I think we're even on both sides now. Yeah, okay. So this one is doing just as much work as this one's doing. So I'm going to adjust this one. Brightness and lava will carry me through. Do you have your flint and steel? If you got your flint and steel, just poke a hole in the wall and just boom. Just you know, throw down some fire. That'll light you up. I mean, let's see. Look at that. Okay, well, that doesn't show it there, but like, look at how much of an area that lights up. Fire is 15. Use the fire. Use your fire. You got an unbreaking and mending flint and steel. You might as well use it to its fullest. Okay, so we do this. We do that. It does flashy. Wait, for real? It doesn't get to here? Wow. Okay. Okay, so I got to do this one then. Oh, wait, but this one I could do this. This one's actually further away. If I do this and this, still no. Is fire tick on? Definitely not. I do not have fire tick on, and I do not plan on ever turning fire tick on. Good for the hermits and Pearl and her firefighter thing, but no way am I risking that ever. That just sounds like a bad time. I don't want to deal with that. No thank you. So these fires will just stick around. They'll just hang out there. Yeah, it's great. It's perfect. You can light anything on fire you want. Yeah, okay. This is... Well, we just need to go that way. So let's do this. Okay, yeah. This is the weirdest improvised torch ever, but it works. That's what I did in the Nether. If you look around a lot of the places in the Nether, I was using a flint and steel to light up the Nether tunnels. Been watching Doc's videos this season. So, okay. I watched his first episode where he used the Ender Pearl launcher to send himself to the ship to get the wings. I saw that episode. I still don't know or understand exactly how he calculated the speed and direction that it would need to go to land on the ship. Like, that just seems like the only way he could have done that is if he used the seed, built it in creative, figured out how much TNT and all of that information ahead of time. It's not like you could just build that contraption and do it, you know, as far as I can tell. Unless I'm missing something, you would have needed to have really dialed it in. It's just too random where the first ship with an elytra would be. I mean, it's cool. It's a cool concept, but it's nothing more than a fancy Ender Pearl cannon. Now, how he's remotely damaging somebody, I haven't the faintest idea. That, yeah, how he's doing that with Scar, I do not know. I can't figure that out for the life of me. It clearly is something to do with I would say the similar contraption to those teleporters where, like, if you, was it a bow? Or you punch at a certain spot in the sky and it coordinates to some coordinates that activates a teleporter, and you can, if you're looking at a certain angle and degree and all this other stuff, you can actually remotely send yourself somewhere by just looking, going boop. Yeah, it definitely has nothing to do with player heads. I think it's probably either a location kind of based thing or a bed thing. But I really don't know. I don't know how it would have anything to do with player heads. Are you talking about when Ren put his head on that armor stand? I don't know how that would work unless there's arrows, thorns, and breeze blast. Arrows, thorns, and breeze blast. Thorns is interesting. He had to have done something to Ren to link him. You can redirect breeze blast with an arrow. You don't need an arrow though. There's another way to do it. There's an even crazier way. You can redirect breeze blast with an arrow, and they take on the property of whoever shot the arrow. But okay, so the question is, did Ren do something with an arrow ahead of time? Yeah, I feel like there's a different way to do it. Hold on. He did. Okay, hold on. I gotta look at the video up. I want to see if I can find this real quick. No, my god, so many sounds. Teleporter, Minecraft, punching. That's why Doc gave Scar the infinity bow. Okay, have you seen Squibble's video on teleportation? I was thinking it had something to do with that. It's actually something Joe Hills, I think, tried to use last season. But so go watch his latest episode. He explains it. He actually explained how it happened. Okay, so you're not guessing anymore. You know that's how they did it. It is related. Okay. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. It was based off of some sort of concept like that. Okay, I'll have to watch it because I'm very curious now. I feel like they would try and avoid saying too much, because this seems like one of those things that they don't want Mojang to patch out. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Do you think they spoiled the sauce? Did they explain too much about how it works? Wait, what is happening right now? This doesn't need to be here anymore. We're using this over here and that there. Yeah, we don't even need to do that. Okay, cool. Oh, come on. Great. I am kind of, whoa, that was a funky lag spike. I am kind of glad. Think that was all red herring info in the last video. Yeah, I don't think they want people. How do I do TPS? I don't think they want people to know. Info server TPS. Is this a me thing? From me loading new chunks? Shouldn't be. All the chunks were previously loaded. I used chunky, whatever it's called, to preload all the chunks. Not sure what Mojang would patch to fix it. Well, they had to have done something, because wasn't this the thing that he was gonna do at the end of the last season, but they actually did something that broke it? But then they decided that the thing that they did was actually a bug. They unintentionally broke it, and then they reverted it. So I guess the thought in my head is the thing that they did to unintentionally break it necessary. Could they use that same thing to fix whatever the issue is, if you know what I mean? Okay, why is this one getting stuck? Server TPS is fine. Is it my computer connection? What else can I look at here? I guess we should put on info frames for a second. What would do that? Weird. Maybe I shouldn't have so many of these going. Turn that off. I haven't seen that kind of an issue before. I guess they could put a range restriction on thorns or something. Could see that being considered a bug. That, like, it only is affecting, well, but like that would stink, because if you were running away from somebody, I guess what would the range restriction be, like 100 blocks or something? Getting hit by thorns in a different dimension. Yeah, but that wouldn't change. I don't feel like that would change what Doc's got going on, because isn't his device in the overworld as it is? So it's in the same place. Everything else is intended behavior. I mean, yes, it shouldn't work in a different dimension for sure, but don't know. What is that? Is that, I can't tell. Is 19.9 TPS really that bad of a lag? What is happening? Maybe I should turn my ping on too. Hold on. I'm going to turn all of this information on. It is, but you can't escape it. Where's my ping? Info ping, true. Okay, see what that does. I think they should just do it as a radius around the player or the thing that has thorns. If you were like 16 chunks away from the thing that has thorns, it should not work. You know, something like that would be very simple. I could see them decide you can't get hit by thorns if you're more than 100 blocks away. Yeah, even something like that. Very, very simple, very easy, and I think it would solve the issues. Or don't, and just leave it alone. And like the amount of effort to make something like that work, do you just say whatever? Because I definitely want them to keep the wireless teleporter. I think that's pretty cool. You know, that concept in itself is really neat. I don't know if they will or not, but it's pretty hard to set up. Yeah, so they may just not care. Yeah, like what is, but then again, was suppression too easy, or did something else that they do to the game for the sake of you know, improving it kill suppression? Because I feel like suppression was like pretty difficult to set up too, but I don't think they got rid of it just because they wanted to get rid of it. I think they got rid of it in sake of optimization. People on Anarchy servers will have to adapt their gameplay. I mean, yeah, if somebody on an Anarchy server wants to try and set something like that up, sure. I kind of miss the easy ability to adjust nether portals now, though. I do miss that aspect of things. I don't know if there's anything that still works, like the crazy wall devices where you make a bunch of walls and then what is that? Update skipping was what it turned into. I don't know if update skipping is still a thing that works. I know the easy update skips that Doc was using at the end of season 9 got patched very quickly after they showed that off. Found an amethyst geode with no amethyst? Probably because it hasn't been loaded, so nothing had time to grow. Boop, boop. Oh, do 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 do. Oh no! Out? What? There we go. Okay, cool. So this machine's pretty much done. That machine's done. That machine's done. I kind of want to, I guess, finish up this machine. This machine's facing in a weird way, so it might be a bit more tricky to get through. Let's yoink this around. What am I doing? That is, I don't want the flint and steel. I want this. Okay. Put this over here. I'm definitely going to have to go back and watch this stream because my like Twitch inspector has been absolutely freaking out. It is insane how unstable it says it is, which doesn't make any sense to me considering how good the internet connection is. So I want to see what my settings are. Maybe I'm going to switch what server it's streaming to. I got to do some more research. As long as it looks good, maybe I just don't care about it. That's also a potential. We will see. Okay, so if I do this, that covers to there, and that covers to there. So I just need to flip this, and this one will take care of that end over there. Boop. Boop. Wait, hold on. This needs to be the redstone block. That goes redstone block. Then this. I've only been listening, so I don't know the video. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at the video later and see. It's fine. It's the first day streaming from a new house. These things, you know, they happen. You learn. And you get better. I should have run a test ahead of time, but you know, I knew I was going to be streaming someday this week. I just wasn't sure what day, so it kind of was like, oh, I guess today's the day I'm streaming. So it didn't really have the forethought to test it out. But I'm going to run it tonight with some altered settings. I feel like I should be able to stream at a consistent at least 5 or 6K. Found a trial chamber? See, do it. Do it. That definitely tells you you're in a new area then, because the trial chambers wouldn't exist otherwise. I really can't remember when they updated the diamond distribution. Nah, I need diamonds. I mean, you get a little bit from a trial chamber. I really think they needed to have more useful things in trial chambers. Like, I am very disappointed with the loot in trial chambers. The mace and the mace adjacent stuff is cool, but like, come on. What else? Why? And for how frequent they appear everywhere, come on. Could have done something better with that. Now, I guess maybe like I haven't played. Well, no, actually, I am playing early game on the Craftwork server, and I didn't have any desire to use that to get like diamonds or an ominous potion or anything. So I just don't. Who's it for? What, like, it's a fun thing to do, but unless you want a mace, why do it? Now, ancient cities, I'll give you, because Swift Sneak, that's pretty dang tootin' cool. I like the Swift Sneak enchantment enough to risk going into an ancient city. But I went to a trial chamber. I got the heavy core. I got, the hammer thing. And I haven't used it since. So, yeah. I also I'm curious to see how much people use a spear. There are just some things that I just don't know. Like, I guess for the PvP people, I don't know. They might use a spear. Swift Sneak is nice. Swift Sneak is great. I gotta go and try and find Swift Sneak on the other server at some point. Me too, but I would carpet bomb some of the ancient cities to destroy the Shriekers. Yeah, but if you carpet bomb the ancient cities, you could accidentally destroy the Swift Sneak book. You blow up the wrong chest and no more Swift Sneak. And the only books you get that are useful from a trial chamber, as far as I can think of, are the ones specifically for, the hammer. Selective carpet bombing. That's fair. I guess you could avoid the chests. I think spear will be more useful than mace, but not sure by how much. I'm curious to see how useful the Nautilus is going to be. Like, I never really thought about building underwater, but like, okay, so I know some people don't like the happy gas. Personally, I imagine for me building this thing, being able to be inside the void and placing blocks as I'm going up instead of having to scaffolding stuff with a happy gas. I think I'm going to be using the happy gas a ton. At least it's a cool mob. The Nautilus is a cool mob. I do like it, and the idea. Wait, actually, hold on. I don't know this because I really have been doing a terrible job of keeping up with the updates. From the zombified, does the zombified Nautilus actually drop a Nautilus shell? Can you farm Nautilus shells without having to go through drowned anymore? Because that's kind of useful. I like that idea. Easier heart of the sea. Easier conduits. I can see the benefit of an easier conduit for sure. You here? Yeah, okay. But they do, but I don't know how difficult they'd be to farm. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, drowned is probably a lot easier to farm than the Nautilus themselves. Whew. Is it after 3? No, it's almost there. No, I plan on going to 4. 4 o'clock is my goal. You'd almost need to do a perimeter to get them to spawn, like the kind of stuff you have to do with like a passive mob farm, maybe. I don't know. I really thought when they were going to add the when they were doing the adjustments and added the skeletons to the desert with the weakness arrows, which again, so good for early game villager conversions, just being able to get a weakness arrow. You can now convert villagers without having to brew any potions, which is awesome. But anyway, I really thought maybe the zombified camel would drop sand or something. I really thought they were going to do something so that one of these knuckleheads drops sand. I was so hopeful that they were gonna like just a little sneak of a sand farm in there. Just a little tease. Yeah. You know, it wouldn't make sense. Why would skeletons drop sand? I mean, maybe it would make sense. Has Bones been living in the sandy desert? They're probably stuffed full of sand. But alas, no sand farms yet. They will just let us keep duping our TNT. Bones turning to dust. Bones turning to dust. That would be interesting. This is I've been playing a lot of Vintage Story on the side. They have a thing that's like basically a pulverizer in Vintage Story. It would be cool if there was a machine that like grinded bones to sand. No, you know what it really should be? You should be able to do it with like what was it? The Vanilla Sky gameplay. They did coral. You run water over coral and that produces sand. That was an interesting gameplay mechanic. That I could see being a way to do it. Okay, so I need to go here. But I don't know. I remember seeing like a screenshot or something on Nembomb's computer once where they had sand layers instead of snow layers, and everybody got very excited thinking, oh my god, here it comes. This is how we're going to get sand. Sand layers are going to accumulate like sand dunes in the desert, and we'll be able to farm them somehow. Nothing ever came from that, but that was like, I remember when that picture came out and everybody was losing their minds. It's unfortunate that it really wasn't anything, but you know, something that they were playing with. I will say, having played Vintage Story and having seasons, I could see seasons being in Minecraft. I get why they wouldn't want to, but like, I don't know. I think doing that and then having a game rule, if you really hate seasons, fine. But there's a Bedrock add-on that just came out that is probably the best implementation I've seen of seasons. And honestly, if I could download it as a mod, I would consider it. But it's only for Bedrock. And I looked at the seasons mod for Java, and it doesn't tickle my fancy. It does not. I do not find it sparking joy to me the way this other one did. Zoop. Oh my goodness. We are getting somewhere. So that one's now done, right? Maybe? Hold on. I don't actually know. So if we do this, does this get all the way to there? It does. Okay, so this one can be turned off. Where is the switch? There it is. Come on. Okay, and I could go this way and do this kind of a thing. And connect from there to there, and there to, whoa. Interesting. Somehow I'm missing a Doogie Howser there. Okay, cool. I don't know why a piston's a Doogie Howser. Don't question it. It's all good. So who's excited? Decked Out 3? We're all excited for this? I think Tango's doing a creative stream today. I'm going to have to go check that out after my stream. Where they're playing with some Decked Out 3 mechanics, starting to mess with some stuff and some ideas. You are? I am too. I love. Yep, just saw the notification. Yeah, okay. I'm very excited that he's going the multiplayer route with it. I think the way that Hungry Hermits kind of changed the interaction with people was huge. I think it brought more eyes on the game because you have people playing at the same time and not just competing against each other and themselves, but competing against other teams. Team-based scoring anyway, still single player game. Oh, did I misunderstand? I legit thought like you'd be able to have two people going at a time. When he said the team thing, I actually thought multiple people would be able to, if they wanted to, go in at once. I guess I don't really know how that would have worked, but I was like hopeful. But team-based scoring, does that mean that the same team, like the teams can share their deck of cards with each other? Nope, you and half the rest of the internet. Okay, so I'm not the only one. Did he like comment on his video and say, no, that's not what I mean? Or are we just all dumb and just didn't interpret it correctly? He probably did say team-based scoring, and we just went the extra mile to extrapolate that of like they're actually playing together. Or I missed the stream where he clarified it, which, also possible. Okay, so I want to do this one. This one. Not sure about the video, but he's commented a lot about it in streams. I have, I've missed a lot because, I've been working. And so this being like, this is the first time I'm able to get back into it. I think the team-based scoring means that you have 5 people that share scores. But does it mean you guys can share, each other's decks? So you score not for yourself, but for your team. I feel like there's got to be some more interconnected. He said he'd clarify in the next video. Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to know. I'm sure everybody was excited for the same reason I was. Everybody got super excited. Doesn't sound like you'd share decks. Oh, everybody got so excited with Hungry Hermits, and we were all kind of like, yes. We all wanted to see Skiz go in there with a friend and just destroy it. I mean, it is a trading card game, so I'll maybe not share decks, but probably trade cards. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. You definitely can trade cards, so. Doesn't sound like you share decks, just team scoring. Well, boo. It's fine. It's fine. Either way, people are going to love it. I am... Flabber said he has some new bus system for transmitting events through the dungeon. Interesting. It is still a much better motivator to play. Yeah, it does what it needs to do so that, if somebody's dominating, you're working with other people to balance it. Like I said about that, I'm interested in seeing. I wonder what it could be. I wonder... Skulk? Did he have calibrated skulk sensors by the time they did the last one? Some gave up midway through because 2 to 3 hermits were so far ahead. Yeah, you had the tryhards that were destroying it last time. I really shouldn't say tryhards. You just had the people who really were good. They weren't tryhards. They're just like they loved it so much that they wanted to, get crazy at it. I just think the idea of him building this whole thing in a dome and then building a giant mountain around said dome, and yet he wants to get it done faster than Decked Out 2. I don't see how that's physically possible. They don't have some kind of wireless redstone thing, or he's just using binary encoding or something. I mean, he got into the binary encoding hardcore with, the factory last season. So maybe he's got a good way to work that in. I'm just very curious to see how the build goes. Just, it seems absolutely incredibly insane to build a mountain and to cover this whole thing up as opposed to put it in the ground like the last two. So it's gonna be a huge difference. I am oh shoot, dang it. I am excited that he's got the witch farm and slimes and like really trying to incorporate more mobs into it. I think is awesome. But he said he could transmit a signal to pretty much anywhere in the dungeon in 8 ticks. Huh. Ensure anywhere in the dungeon in 8 ticks. I mean, you could theoretically do that with an instant dropper line. Have you seen those dropper lines where it's like you put in something over here and then it just almost instantly pops out at the other end? I don't know. That seems crazy. Well, we'll find out soon. No clue, but I'm curious to see it. I mean, there's a whole thread in the which Discord server is it? On like instant redstone stuff. Is it the TMC? Instant wires. There's a whole thread in about instant wires in the TMC Discord. So maybe you found something useful in there. Oh, this one. I missed one. Okay, this is for sure taking longer than I thought. But I still think we're making decent progress. I don't see him like reinventing the wheel just for decked out. Unless he already did. But I don't know. I think Tango's amazing. I just don't... Not reinventing the wheel. I don't see him inventing some new tech the way like Doc and those guys do. Apparently it was people on his community server that came up with it, not Tango himself. Okay. That makes more sense. Well, we will see. I mean, maybe he'll show it off today. You watching his stream too? Do you got his stream on the side? I'm only going for another 45 minutes, and then I'm going to try and catch up on it. Boop, boop. I don't know if I want to take the dog to the dog park tonight. We took her this morning when it was starting to snow, and she had a blast. But she, I don't know if she's going to need to go again tonight. I hope not. Yeah, I'm sure they spend a bunch of time doing decked out related stuff on there. Well, I am not surprised considering that's like, his gaming is like the biggest thing he's known for. He's the decked out guy. Oh, by the way, I finally got to play Clank. So during the movie, the DP was super into board games. So he would host board game nights every Saturday night. And he actually had Clank. So I got to play that. I see why Tango really likes that game. It was a really freaking fun board game. It was really cool. I learned about a lot of games doing these board game nights. I tried Clank. There was this game called Hanabi that was really cool. There was this Latin American game that we tried called Truco. Oh my god, so many games. Went to a board game convention and saw some copies of it. I love Hanabi. Dude, Hanabi is so good. I'd never heard of it before. We were exposed to so many good games. the camera operator is also a fan of games. So he saw me and Vicky eyeing Hanabi, and he's like, we have to play together. So he got in on it, and it was so fun. I've played thousands of games of Hanabi. Used to play it at lunch with coworkers like every day. I could, it's one of those games because it's cooperative and you're like working together. It's really good. And it tests like, I love the memory aspect of it and trying to like remember which specific cards you have. And then like, you're only allowed to, the other player's only allowed to ask what you remember. And like, it's so sad when it's like, I know that this is wrong and you just told me the wrong answer. Used to play it. Did you play cards or did you have a tile set? There's a lot of interesting logic that goes into it. We played cards. It was all cards and everybody got like, we were all dealt like 5 cards and you hold them so that the other people see the number and then they have to tell you the number. Well, they could tell you, what was it? They could tell you one piece of information, either the number or the color, or they could ask you what you remember of it. I don't know. It was really cool though. Definitely an interesting concept for a game. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And so did Vicky. I need more pistons. I much prefer the tiles just because they're easier to handle and organize. See, but okay. I could see that, but I feel like part of the challenge was the like trying to remember them personally. I thought that was hysterical. Watching a bunch of us like, fuddling with our hands in a way to try and like organize the cards in our hands so we wouldn't forget what was what. You still have to remember them. Yeah, but I could see it. Like, I could easily remember stuff if I could visually organize them into piles. But if I have a set of cards in my hand and I'm like trying to hold like 3 in this hand and 2 in this hand, or like, I don't know, you just don't have to worry about card weirdness. Is the Lytra movement check on? I don't think so. Shouldn't be. Well, you know what? I didn't know that there was a different variation of the game played with tiles. So before I say that I like the card version, I should try the, I should try this other one. I should try the tile version and see how I like it. Let's do, ooh, that is single-handedly controlling all of that. Okay, so we want to do this one then. We got to the point of playing a bunch of weird variations and stuff to make it more difficult. I keep getting stopped in midair. So, this wasn't happening before, but this is what was happening before. And I don't know what it is, but every once in a while it drops to 11. I might have to do a server reset. Haven't reset the server in probably 4 months. So probably just needs a little love on the reset. So I'll reset it before next stream. It's getting a little glitchy. I'm terrible. Whoa. I am terrible at resetting the server. I always forget. There we go. But that's why these keep tweaking out. It'll calm down after a minute. But I'm getting the same weird lag. Also, I don't know. It could be these machines. I don't think so, though. It never happened before. There's a Discord for Hanabi with a lot of debating strategy and stuff. Really? People get super into it. Having to decide when to take the risk and throw down a card, even if it's the wrong card, was interesting. And like the idea of the like rainbow cards, the catch-all cards, that was kind of cool. Having to remember what cards were thrown out and what cards you need to complete a set was also interesting. And it was very dynamic game. I'll have to find it later and send you the absurd document they have for things. Like, just their own rules for it or just their strategies for it? I forget what our score was. We got like We didn't get, there's like the best range, but we were like one below the best range. Okay, this is getting a little janky here. So these two machines are 100% done. We don't need those. I wish I could play more board games. There are some that occasionally interest me. I enjoy them. I personally, my favorite type of those kind of games generally are collaboration games. Um, like I really enjoy unlock games or exit games. So like we're doing an exit escape room game that is like an advent calendar where every day we do like a little like escape room type puzzle that we have to solve that tells us what the next day's door is to open to get to the next puzzle. Love that kind of stuff. Love collaboration. Just a breakdown of logic they have for what different clues and actions could mean. Some of it I would consider cheating. Oh, is it like, raise your eyebrows? You have, that's also a 5. I'm going to tell you the color, but that's a 5 because I'm raising my eyebrows. I can see that being cheating. Basically, if you're doing something we have to talk about before playing, I think it's cheating. I could see that. Any sort of symbols or like expressions that could, hint at what somebody has, I don't think that's right. Now for me, like this is something I'm terrible at. I don't have a good poker face. So like if I would ask somebody, what they think they know about the cards they have, and if they were clearly wrong, I couldn't hide it. I would make the face of like, ooh, that's not right. And they would know, and I'd feel so bad. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of spoiling the game because I don't have a poker face to hide the look, of like, yeah, you're wrong. And that was something that for me was difficult to deal with. What did I do wrong here? I'm missing a step there. 41 ore equals 90 diamonds. Really? On average? Should be more. I feel like Fortune 3 would get you more than that. That's basically saying you're only getting about 2 diamonds per ore. Sounds pretty basic, like establishing an old side and a new side. That's fine. That's what I do. That feels low to me, honestly. I feel like you should have gotten closer to 100, but maybe I'm wrong. Probably I'm wrong. In order of play, whether you play newest to oldest and stuff like that. So that was something that the camera operator was insistent on. He's like, always separate out the newer cards and the older cards because no one's bringing up or giving you information on the older cards, which means they're probably not useful. And that was like a little bit of a strategy he told us, which was interesting. And it makes sense. If it's been like 5 or 6 rounds and we haven't told you what the info is on a specific card, it's 90% of the time because we don't need it to continue forward. If you don't establish that, it's pretty hard to play and everyone realizes it eventually. Yeah, there are some, that's probably why he told us. Something like that, it makes sense to know some of the concepts of it. It was also like we would do stuff like that is a 5. Like obviously you should play that 5 right now, even if you don't know what color it is. Like that kind of a thing we did a lot of. Just to like get the information across. Which I think that's kind of fine. You pick it up or you drop it down as like a big hint like that. I don't know. Yeah, there's kind of 2 types of people. When playing, do you consider that okay? Like the urging somebody to do that? The people who clue and the people you clue and they play wildly. You mean the people you clue and the people that play wildly? Now or the people who have to have 5 clues to something before they. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I felt like I was good at taking a hint when it came to that game. Okay, I didn't need these. These are just in my way. Okay, so if we break this. I'm trying to think, what other games did we play? There was this absolutely crazy one that we played like the first night where you divide into like teams of 5, and it's like you're playing you as like you're working collaboratively to beat the other team, and you're playing as like a spaceship, and you have to move around a board, and like each person is rolling dice to try and get the things they need to move their spaceship, add shields to their spaceship, and eventually fire their spaceship at other players. Man, I can't remember. Dang. I wish I could remember the name of what that was. To constantly win, you have to give clues that wind up in more than one playthrough. 100% for that game. Sounds kind of familiar. Yeah, it was like Space Cadet or something. I wish I could remember the exact name. There was that one. There was a game that was very I don't know. Open for interpretation, we'll say, called Hues and Cues, where it was a giant almost like a color map board, like a color wheel in a way, and it was it was a grid, okay? And you'd get a card, and you'd play with like 10 people, and you'd get a card, and the card that you get would have a spot on the grid, on the color wheel grid. And you would have to give a clue to everybody that would help them figure out where on the color grid your like coordinates were. So you couldn't just say like green. You would have to say something like cucumber. Okay. And then people would put down like their little play piece on the board around the color that they thought represented cucumber the best. And then you would get 2 rounds of this. The second round, you could either enhance the first word you said, but you got 2 words. So you could say rotting cucumber, or instead of cucumber, if that wasn't close enough to the green you wanted, you could say bright pickle or something like that. And based off of those cues, people would then take their second piece and put it on the grid. And the goal was twofold. You wanted to be the person to get the closest to the actual color, but you as the person giving the clue also wanted to get as many people close to that as possible, because that also affected your score. I usually like deduction types. It was very interesting. Especially with like a group of artists who, are in the film community and stuff, who like really have a good handle or need to have a good handle on color. So you couldn't say like primary colors. You couldn't just say bright red. You had to be a little bit interesting with your choices. And you also couldn't call out colors of things in the room to make it easy. But somebody like got a purple and they said Barney. You know what I mean? So it was stuff like that to really try and get people to choose the right colors you wanted. It was a Hues and Cues. Hues and Cues or Hues and Clues? Yeah, it was a cool game. It was definitely an interesting one. That was a good one. There was this like racing game that was okay. But that one was more to chance. Zendo? Feel like that was one of the board games they had there. Let me look up what the box looked like. But I definitely haven't played it, but that doesn't mean I haven't seen it. No, definitely have not seen it actually. Is it similar to that kind of like deduction thing? Oh my goodness. I thought I was going to get this done in a stream. I feel like I've gotten half of it done. We're going to need one more stream to finish this up all the way. Goodness gracious. I like it simple to play. People just build structures to try and figure out what the rule is. Interesting. There's a Lego game like similar to that where it's like instead of charades, you pick a card like I don't know, movie theater, and you have 60 seconds using a preset selection of Lego pieces that they give you to make it so that people can guess that you're building a movie theater. So Pictionary, but with Legos. That was cool. That was a cool one. Like a simple one could be there are 2 blue pyramids or something. Oh, and that's the rule. There can only be 2 blue pyramids, kind of a thing. And the person has to figure out what that rule is. Woo. But has extra stuff. I'll have to look into it. I do like the deduction kind of games, especially when it's a collaborative type of thing. What else did we play? We played Banned Words. That was pretty fun. My problem is that I don't have people to do board games with. Board games, I feel like, are super popular in the States. More and more I hear about people doing like board game nights and stuff. I'm not sure why that is. I like games I can explain to people in a couple minutes. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. I like playing games that can be explained to me in a couple minutes. I will say this, Clank was not one of them. It definitely took a lot to have Clank explained to me, but I will say this. It was really easy to pick it up even if there was a lot of rules. Once you got it, it was like the learning curve was very easy. I understood the game very quickly. The strategy curve I was a little bit ahead on because it had a lot of the same concepts as Decked Out. Like even some of the cards, like the Stumble card and stuff like that, and Stagger and Quick Step, all of those are in the game. And like I used some of that basic knowledge to like help me strategize. So, you know, in a group of 4, I actually came in second for my first time playing. I feel like that's not too bad. But I would have had to have played a lot to get the strategy. But you learn it once you do it. It's actually very quick to pick up how to play it. My issue is I don't have IRL friends. All my friends are on an online basis, and are scattered friendships, not a friend group to play board games with. Yeah, we were lucky because, you in a film set type of thing, you basically become friends with the people you're working with while you're making the movie. So it fosters a pretty good environment to do a board game type thing with. Most of my RL friends aren't down for the complicated board games. I'm usually not either. I've played complicated board games. Don't get me wrong. I think Clank is probably the furthest that I'd go in complexity without getting annoyed at it. But I played like Terraforming Mars. Have you ever played Terraforming Mars? That game pushed me to I would not play that game again. It had so many rules and so many things that was a little too out there for me. But we don't have, mostly just people at work, but we don't have time for that unless we go to board game conventions. I've seen it, but don't think I've played it. That's a game that like you have to read an entire book with multiple chapters to understand what the heck's going on. I can't with those kind of games. Clank is really the furthest I'd go in the direction of like complexity and just depth overall, I'd say. The Space Cadet game, I didn't really enjoy it. I don't super love games that are purely RNG based. So something that like the only chance of getting somewhere in the game is just rolling the right dice. I hate that. I need more strategy to a game than just rolling the dice. My other issue is that I love game design. In other words, I love making game concepts. I mean, that's not an issue unless it means that you're judging the games that you want to play so harshly because you have in your mind how it should be played. In which case I could see that causing an issue when it comes to actually playing a game because it's not as fun because you think you can change the rules so that they'd be better. Yeah, I don't like rolling dice in a game unless there's a way I can manipulate the randomness. All a Baldur's Gate style. You know. I feel like I'd love to attempt to get the edge done somehow. It's going to be random, but my like brain doesn't want to keep doing the same thing. Not quite, but I tend to think about homebrew rules to change the game and stuff. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yep, D&D would be an example of that with ability modifiers. Oh, wait, did we talk about this game? Did you play Clara Obscura by any chance? That's after we get bored of Vintage Story. I think we're going to Clara Obscura. That is one of those games that I've been itching to sink my teeth into. That being able to pick what you will take risks on. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. Haven't made it super far in yet. Did you just start, or is it not holding your interest enough? You finished it, so Chaos beat it. Oh, weird. Okay, I want to do that. Okay, so this one. If you don't play RPGs a lot, you will. If you don't play RPGs a lot, okay. If you play RPGs a lot, you won't like it. This is the way I was thinking about it. Actually, this makes sense because Chaos. We both played Octopath. In my head, watching my friend play the game, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Octopath. And I think that's why I'm interested in trying it. It had similar conceptual gameplay mechanics to Octopath in a way. Yeah, just started before Thanksgiving. Oh, okay. So fairly new then. Now, Chaos, if you tell me because I like Octopath, I will hate this game, then that's fine. It does not. But like, okay, hold on. You don't think it has any sort of like hold on. So, from my understanding and what I've seen, the fighting mechanics minus the stun hits or whatever, let me write up. Calm. Shush. Okay. Do tell. Let me hear your perspective on it. And then I'll tell you my perspective. Based as somebody who hasn't played it and just what I've seen. Wait, why no? Oh, I gotta do a little bit from both sides. Dang it. Okay, well, we'll go this way first. I'm sure Clara Obscura is getting Game of the Year. Oh, while he's writing that up, let me talk to you about another game. The turn-based mechanics are the reason why it's taking me this long to start it. See, the turn-based mechanics is why we liked Octopath, or at least why I could play Octopath with Vicky. She doesn't like games where it's, uh, you have to be quick about it, right? So it's a big selling point. Our graphics and music, they're gorgeous, and the music is all right if you aren't used to RPG music being more peppy than that. Yeah, that I don't care about, honestly, as much. Um, Now, Silk Song, your boy here may have eaten up and destroyed Silk Song. That game, that game is what got me through prep on this movie. I would do my prep days and I would come home and I would blast through Silk Song. I absolutely loved Silk Song. Not going to be game of the year because it is such a like specific style of game. I don't think it has as much broad appeal. Combat system wise, it does nothing new. And you know what? And Chaos, I think that's okay for me. Octopath Traveler has a better combat mechanic in my opinion. That's probably even more okay. I was hoping that the combat mechanic in that game wasn't super complicated. Um that's good to know actually. I was worried it was going to be a little bit overwhelming. Um so that's good. I think all I have left in Silksong is the final boss. Such a good game. Such a good game. I love it. Who's Hades 2 came out officially and I got distracted. I never could get into the Hades games. I don't know why. I've tried. It just doesn't interest me. But then again, I any game that's not a sandbox game for me, I usually have a hard time with. It has to scratch a different kind of like, I don't know, thing. You can dodge and parry, which takes skill and timing actually, but those mechanics have been done by other games in more interesting ways. Paper Mario TTYD, for example, as I heard you could actually turn off like or auto do the dodge and parry stuff in there. And like half debating doing that just to make it easier for Vic to play. Cause like where I enjoy those kind of mechanics, like, again, similar to like how Silk Song has that kind of thing, or Elden Ring. I ate up Elden Ring. Although I couldn't get into rain fire whatever the heck it was, the like multiplayer one that they came out with. That one I couldn't really get into that one for some reason. Didn't do it for me. I don't mind that stuff, but I find that is a little bit more challenging for Vicky. The character's extra mechanics give you some stuff to work around, but the main problem is that the game is more skill over strategy. Strategy plays a part, but later in the game everything pretty much one-shots you. Post game, I had builds that just maximized damage and had every character of mine on 1 HP. Interesting. Wait. By skill, what do you mean? What do you mean skill? Like character skill or your own skill at being able to parry and dodge correctly? Character skills I could deal with more than like personal skills. We'll say. Okay, so now that we have this is what I wanted. Parry and dodge properly. Interesting. That is slightly problematic then. Because those are probably, in my case, the two aspects of the game I'm least interested in. Okay, I gotta move this back over. The goal here is to get this border done. Bloop. Bloop, bloop. I am very excited to go back and watch how this stream is playing out all the red bars on my screen? I'm very curious about this. Well, either way, did you, at the end of the day, find the game enjoyable enough? I guess so, if you completed it and just didn't let it rot in the wayside. Unless auto dodge dodges literally everything, you can't keep up with the damage later on unless you dodge literally everything. Interesting. Well, I guess we'll see. We will see. I'm gonna try it. I bought the game, although that doesn't really mind much. I've purchased so many games and haven't played them. I'm terrible at that. So many games I've purchased and haven't touched them. Don't know why. Like usually it's a sequel to a game, like Dragon Age. Have the final, or Dragon Age 3 or whatever the newest one of those was. Loved the Dragon Age 2. Haven't touched this one. The main satisfaction came from being able to melt enemies before they can react, with builds that dealt millions of damage in a single turn. Interesting. I wonder how I'm gonna like this game then. Could go either way. How we doing? Okay. 15 more minutes. We're getting pretty good. I feel like we've made a good impact. I literally just have like one more chunk worth to go. Let's see how much we can get done. I said finishing today. That was obviously not going to happen. I clearly was over ambitious here in what I thought I could accomplish. Oh my goodness. We did good, all things considered. I feel like we've made a decent impact here. But definitely did not go as far as it could. Story-wise, it is tragic, but also kind of stupid. It's an interesting message for sure, but the plot has its issues. Well, I'm going to try it. I feel like I have to, especially if it ends up winning Game of the Year. I generally have played a good portion of the games that have won Game of the Year. So, we'll see. We will see. I'm still holding out hope that they'll announce Half-Life 3 by the end of the year. That one I would sink my teeth into. I love the Half-Life theories. One of the first real games I got into of that genre. It was so good. I ate that up. Boop. Okay. Can I gotta go back to the other side. That's fine. Switching sides. We're down to 3 machines that we need. I think we only need these 3 machines to kind of do this here. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Oh, no. We're okay. Nobody panic. The amount of times that I get booped off this thing by one of these contraptions is kind of pathetic. I have a problem where I get booped. I heard others enjoy it, but as someone who frequently plays RPGs, I wasn't particularly impressed by the mechanics. Music only had a single track that spoke to me, and I can't see myself listening to the music outside the game. I'm trying to think if I would even consider myself big into RPGs. Probably not enough that I would notice it being an issue for me. And overall, for me, it was just kind of mid. Beautiful art, but it was okay. Well, you know what? It helps to know that because it kind of reframes my expectations then a little bit. So I won't go in thinking it's going to be the greatest thing at the very least. I'll go in expecting it to be okay. I think that's a fine way to be. Boop, boop. Look at that. I feel like I have enough wool here. I think. Lane, what's up, dude? How are you doing, good sir? How's it going? I'm almost done. I was gonna finish this up today, but I don't see that being a possibility. Doing good, man. It's been too long. Hope you're doing well. I am indeed. I am done with the movie. Just finished up last Tuesday. I actually started recording my next Craftworks episode. I started working on stuff yesterday and a little bit more this morning. You guys cleaned out the end. Good God. Good God. I went, you'll see it in the episode. I went to the border. I went all the way to the border in the end. I don't know how many end cities I went to try and find an elytra. It was ridiculous. I ended up giving up and just getting the one from the mailbox. But you guys went nuts. I did get the one in the mailbox. And I prefaced it by saying, if I can't find one, it's fine. But I was curious. Because I knew you guys had done a bit, but oh my goodness. I couldn't believe it. Pretty funny though. Pretty funny. But yeah, no, I was doing that back on yesterday. This morning, been doing quite a bit to try and get the next one done. I plan to reset the end sometime soon. We can have backups, whether it's for sale or people going and getting it. I think, maybe with the what is it? The Mayhem mount update next week. Maybe when you end up updating the server to that, do a little bit of a reset of the end. Just so people can get some backups. I think that makes sense for sure. Totally. Mid-sentence. Oh, okay, hold on. I'll wait. Why? You know what? I don't understand this, but this doesn't show me ads anymore. My thing, so I have a thing in Twitch that used to show me when an ad was about to happen. I don't see it anymore. Oh yeah, hold on, back over here. I think you can enjoy it, but for me it's things that I have already seen with inferior combat mechanics, with graphics being secondary as other RPGs impress me with non-gorgeous graphics. I mean, if you think about like Octopath, like those graphics are interesting, but they're nothing like, super spectacular, and that game kills it. That game is so solid. Okay, so how far will this go? I got a good bit. So I can't even see when the ad's over. Wait, hold on. Maybe I do this? No. Is there like a new window? Pre-rolls are disabled. Oh, wait, what is this? Oh, they changed where it is. It's now part of my activity feed. Interesting. Octopath Traveler, especially 2, is amazing. I loved both of them. Such a solid game. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I should do this. This ads are over. I was wondering if maybe with the new update coming out on Tuesday, when the server gets updated to the Mounts of Mayhem update, maybe that would be a good time to do a little bit of an end reset. Potentially. The update is that soon? I just updated the thing. I mean, we were a bit delayed on the Copper Golem update, right? That was the most recent one. But yeah, it's Tuesday. Next week. On the plus side, like, it's not a huge update. There's really not a bunch in that one. It's just the spear and the Nautilus. What is it? The spear, the Nautilus, the zombified Nautilus, the parched Those are the skeletons in the desert that I really like because they drop the weakness arrows. I may just reset the end sometime soon because I don't know that we can handle a new update right now. That's fair. Honestly, there's nothing super like to die for in the new update, so I can totally get waiting on that one. You know, it's not the copper golem one. There's some really cool stuff in there mechanics wise. So I get that. But I don't know. I'm just doing it because this server I usually update this server around Christmas break because usually this is when I have time off. So like the last update was the update with the creaking. So like this is 4 updates old as of next Tuesday. So I usually do whatever the one is that comes out around Christmas. I'll just do. So this will get the update for spring to life, the happy gas, the copper golem, and the Mounts of Mayhem. So all of those updates I'm going to do because it's been a year. It's been quite a year. I don't know if you saw this, but I find this very interesting. They're changing the update numbering system going forward. So no more 1.20 or 1.21. No more of that. It's going to be based off the year. So the next update after this Mounts of Mayhem update is going to be 26.1. As a builder, the copper update is, my opinion, is the best update we've had in a while. Well, I mean, the fact that we got all of those copper things and all of the shelves. The shelves are the huge thing, right? Like that's a big deal. I had no idea they were changing that. Yep, it's going to make things even more confusing now. I mean, it's kind of confusing, but it's like, yeah, they're changing how they are numbering the updates going forward. Yeah, I'm very excited to really play with the new copper stuff. I haven't even gotten into it yet. My episode is consisting of I have no memory of this. First of all, organizing myself, trying to find an elytra, and then starting to get my base organized and move things around so I can actually build my base, which hopefully tomorrow I'm going to record the stuff and I actually get to build my base. And the shelves were not something I had when I first designed the base. So I'm kind of excited to see if I can add those into things. Especially with the way like my wood support structure is. I got a lot to do. And I'm very excited to do it all. Wait, where is this end? Is it here? I don't see people using the shelves for the hotbar swap. I really want to try that out and see if that has any sort of advantage. Like, yeah, I made sure to use all the new blocks immediately. I want to see from a redstone standpoint what you could do with the shelves. Cause like you can go up to shelves and like completely swap your hotbar out. And I wonder if like you have a wall of different hotbar swaps. Like, oh, this is my hotbar that I use when I'm doing redstone kind of things. You know what I mean? Right. As I just found out, oh, I have to take this. Hold on one sec. Hello? Okay, perfect. So, I've been talking a little bit earlier on stream about, right as I just found out the editor role on Twitch. Okay, see you later, Chaos. Um, I'm working on building at this new house a streaming room downstairs. That was the contractor who is going to be hopefully doing the work for the fireplace, because we need to run the gas line to the new fireplace, which is going to tear apart the ceiling where I want to build the streaming room. So we got to get the fireplace stuff and the gas line done first. So that was an important one. I'm still here just on Twitch. Oh, cool. I think I found where they put the information. There's like in my activity feed there. Well, it says pre-rolls are disabled for 30 minutes, but I don't know if that actually means that's when the ads will play or isn't 30 minutes. I don't know. I used to have like a whole thing up top that was like, this is when the next ad's going to play, and you could choose to skip it or not. Maybe because it got rid of the skip option? It's in the dashboard settings. Oh, no, I'm talking about directly in OBS. In OBS, I used to have like an actual, unless you're saying in OBS, in which case, what dashboard in OBS? But in OBS, it used to have a thing that would show me where and how soon the next ads would roll. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. I gotta. Let me see here. Tools, docs, scenes, current selected source, chat, Twitch activity feed. No, it's not that. I use Streamlabs still though. Thinking about swapping to OBS. Ah, yes. Oh, he's calling me back. Hold on one second. He butt dialed me back. It's fine. Anyway, there is also a notification built in on Twitch that tells me when ads appears. Oh, okay. So here that we could test this. When does it tell you the next ad will show up then? Because for me, if I'm reading this right, it says 27 minutes and 35 seconds. What does it show for you? Is that even close? Because if that's close, then maybe that's where it is now. The thing that's confusing is it specifically says pre-rolls. Nothing at the moment. Oh. Okay, wait, hold on. Is there maybe another doc? Current selected source. Twitch activity. Twitch inspector. I don't know. It used to be up there. It's fine. Okay, I want to switch this, clean this up with the wall. Oh no, I'm losing pistons. Oh boy. I'm failing. Let's do this. Clean this, clean that, clean that. Lovely. You need to set it to appear for me, and I can only see it when ads are about to appear, depending on when. Okay. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out later. It's not a big deal. I'd like to know for future, because I just want to be able to like stop it, but whatever. Advantage, I can still see ads. I can stall ads. You can stall ads if I set it up that way. Okay. I usually like to be able to do that myself down here, though. Yeah, I read it quick. I got you afterwards. That's why we have the reread command, because I am special with the reading. Okay. How we doing? How we looking? I think we're gonna have to do one more stream to finish this up. We were so close. I got a funny little button that allows me to delay ads by 5 minutes. See, that's very useful. I need to find that button. I need to find that button in OBS because it used to exist. Oh my God. Look at how much left we have. Okay, tomorrow, Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday, we are finishing this up. I'm going to call it there because I want to go review this footage and see what it looked like on your guys' end. Because all of these red lines are just driving me up a wall. If I shows you Twitch chat through OBS, as in it exports the Twitch chat into itself, you can also get it. Yeah, I mean, that's where I usually see it, is under the Twitch chat in OBS. But for whatever reason, it's just not showing up right now. But I will catch you guys later. Lane, maybe I'll catch you on the server tomorrow or the next day. We'll see. Although I'm on there in the morning. I'm on there at a weird time. So who knows? But hope you all have a great rest of your night. And I will be back streaming more this week. It's going to happen. I got to do